Good evening, everyone. So if we can have your attention for a few moments, I'd like to invite our VFW Commander, Tommy Kugel, to the stage. And if you could all rise, he'll lead us in the pledge.
Attention, present arms. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, again, good evening. So I have the honor of serving as the president of the Americones Charity Fund, and I really do want to thank you all for joining us here tonight. Last week, when we came together with our families to celebrate Thanksgiving, we reflected on the year, on the highs and the lows of life, and on the meaning of gratitude. Some years, it's easy to be grateful, and some years, we struggle. In those difficult years, though, we look to our families, our friends, and our community to get us through. It's that spirit of giving and reciprocity that actually first brought me interest in the Charity Fund and wanting to be a part of this. And it really is something special. In this past year, with your help, we supported and provided clothing for homeless children and their families. We provided temporary assistance to a neighbor with cancer, put food on the tables for Thanksgiving, provided shelter to a displaced family, and supported our veterans through the VFW, and honestly, so much more than that. Let me give you one. And it's interesting. Those of us with much to be grateful for aren't made the happiest by accumulation, but rather in service to others. And all of you are part of that service tonight. Tonight is not just a party. It may be a very fun party, but it's also not just a party. It's a way for us to keep supporting our neighbors, our East Brunswick students, and our community organizations that make this town really special. So when Alex de Tocqueville came to the United States in the 1800s, he was impressed by the spirit of philanthropy and community mindedness. He believed that it was charitable nature that set us apart from other countries. And we still embody that spirit here in East Brunswick, that's for certain. Because even 150 years later, when Robert Putnam worried that Americans had become too isolated, that we had spent too much time, quote unquote, bowling alone, meaning that community involvement had declined. You don't find that here. That's not the case in East Brunswick. We don't bowl alone. Now, we didn't bowl at all until recently. There's a new bowling alley up for 18, by the way. Just check Facebook, all the details there. Seriously though, we help our neighborhood, we help our neighbors in need. That's what sets us apart. That is the kind of community that people dream of living in. That's the kind of community that we are. We help each other, and often anonymously, because we know that all of us have good and bad times, and that's how we thrive. So the mission for all the new people that have joined us this year, the mission of the Charity Fund is to serve East Brunswick organizations and people in need. Established in 2019, the fund makes grants to individuals in crisis and gives money to help build the capacity of local organizations. We also offer scholarships to high school seniors who exhibit a sustained commitment to their community, our community, by completing at least 200 hours of community service. So tonight's honorees exemplify that service to community. Amy Levine, Charlie Heppel, Stop and Shop, these run the volunteer firefighters. Yeah, let's give them a big round of applause. Charlie and Amy serve numerous local boards and community organizations. For years, they've helped our town's residents without asking for anything in return. Stop and Shop is a big business who acts like a small business. Their donations of food for our town nonprofits like Aldersgate or our many events that we've had in town are deeply, deeply appreciated. How many of us know Barbara from so many of our events? I'm sure you've seen her at the last charity walk. The point is that these people show up. They show up in ways that we often take for granted. Like the folks in our 3 fire companies. When we need them in crisis, we just assume they'll be there. We don't see the sacrifices that they make as on-call volunteers with their own families and lives to manage. So with that, thank you all for being here tonight to help us celebrate with them. It's truly a privilege to spend this time with you. I really do appreciate all of you. And now, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Mayor Brad Cohen.
Thanks, Rob. Good evening, everybody. It's really an honor to look out at this room, which I do every year when this event comes together, and really see what is clear a cross-section of almost every part of East Brunswick, whether it's government agencies, government representatives, businesses, nonprofits, religious organizations. They're all here because they are clearly interested in service to others. Muhammad Ali, for those of you who are Gen Zs, I hope you know who it is, who that is. If not, you can Google him. Said once that charity is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And I think that that really means something to those who have been committed to this charity and for the mission that it has been doing for the last several years for those in this community that are really in need. And like Rob said earlier, these are individuals who you will probably never know. It's the individuals that might need equipment because they want to be part of a sports team that their parents can't afford to have them be able to participate without that help. It's individuals that for some reason are down and out on their luck for a short period of time. They need a level of assistance to get them through the next level or the next couple of weeks or months. These are our neighbors, they're our friends, these are people that are part of our community. And I believe, just like Muhammad Ali said, that our role is to try to help make sure that those people don't need to beg and ask for help, that we're out there being able to give it to them. And we don't necessarily at all want that to be returned. The return is when you pay it forward when somebody else needs it, and you can do that for somebody else. So we're not waiting for money to be repaid. We're waiting for them to see that as an example, this is the right thing you do for your community. And that's what makes the charity so wonderful. And there's a lot of people that I need to thank for getting us to this point, namely our trustees. Rob, as you know, is the president. We have several of them here. Their names are on the programs. I'm not going to go mentioning anybody because they'll be embarrassed and they don't want me to do it anyway. But at the end of the day, these are also people that are working tirelessly, going through applications, putting this gala together. They really deserve a big round of applause. Clearly, the honorees this evening were picked because they are emblematic of the mission of this charity, and they are community members that give back all the time. The beauty of this is that every year when the committee looks for names, they actually have to pick from a large number of people. We're very fortunate. There's a lot of people in this room here, many that couldn't even come today because we're sold out, by the way. And that are all worthy of those awards. Also want to thank all of those individuals in town that work with the charity to help make sure that they have the names of the connections for the people who need the help, whether it's people like Danielle Blaylock at the public schools, who was honored recently at this charity as well, or the East Brunswick Education Association that has a bear den that often gets some of the support from our charity. So all here working together as a community. They deserve your round of applause and approval because they're doing great work. We also have a large number of students here this evening from the East Brunswick Association. They're here volunteering. I think it's a wonderful thing that they're here because they're seeing us doing what we should be doing as parents. We are setting an example for the right thing to do, and I'm hoping that they see from this that they will be able to do that as well as they move forward. And then finally, all of the sponsors, people who have contributed this evening, and all of you. It really touches my heart to know that this room was packed and that we had a waiting list of people that wanted to be here because the meaning of charity was that important to them, and being out here and celebrating with their neighbors and with those who have also believed in the same mission are all here tonight for the same reason. So thank you all. Give yourself a great round of applause. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause for Mary Cohen. And I will embarrass some people though. Before we begin the award ceremony tonight, I'd be remiss not to mention a few other folks as well. Those that serve in office embody the spirit of giving to your community. And I'd like to thank a few of those folks who do give their time to East Brunswick or fellow communities and have joined us here tonight. Obviously our mayor, Senator Patrick Duggan, Senator Bob Smith, Assemblyman Sterling Stanley, Assemblyman Rob Caravaggia, past Assemblywoman and County Clerk Nancy Lincoln, Sheriff Millie Scott, our wonderful Council President Kevin McAvoy, Council Vice President Dana Zemicki, our council members Jim Wendell, Dinesh Gala, Dana Winston, our school board members Lori Herrick and Heather James, our Marlboro Deputy Deputy Mayor Terry Lau, and Clark Councilwoman Angel Albanese. And I will embarrass the folks on the charity fund and also on the Gala committee because really this event doesn't happen without the folks who helped put this together hours and hours and hours. So our charity fund is Sharon Sullivan, our secretary, Brittany Fajoon, our treasurer, Penny Cohen, Wee Woo Hung, Sean Taylor, and Lori Lax. And tonight's gala would not have happened without all of you first, and the generous support of Brunswick Square owners Paramount and Edgewood, and all of the sponsors that are truly helping to make our community better. As the mayor had said, please check out the screen tonight, check out the boards, check out the book in front of you. Those folks really help to make this come together and help us be able to give the grants that we do all throughout the year. And a special thanks to our committee, to Kerry Grove, Brittany, Sharon, Penny, Emma, and Caitlin. And I'd be remiss not to say, Heather, I promise next year's wedding anniversary, I'll have a better date idea than putting glasses in boxes for the charity funds. Now, let's start our awards program. I'd like to first welcome Brittany, our treasurer, to introduce our first honoree.
Our first award is to an individual who has done so much for the community. So please watch this video.
Amy has done many things within our East Brunswick community. She is a supporter of the arts, she is an advocate for our special needs community, and she is a champion for our local businesses. Amy deserves to be recognized for all the amazing things she does within our community.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Amy and her family over the last 20 years through Buddy Ball. And in those last 20 years, her son Scott was one of the original people in the program. And there was nothing better than to see her family every single week with the smiles on their faces and so involved, so loving. And there wasn't anything that Amy wouldn't do for Fast Break Buddy Ball, and also the community.
I've known Amy Levine for about 7 years now, and she is a very passionate, community-oriented woman.
I only know Amy for 10 years, and as you said, there's nothing Amy wouldn't do to make our community better.
She will do anything for anybody that asks her, and I've seen that over the years working with her at the Chamber of Commerce, on the events committee, all of the different social events that she goes to, networking events that she goes to. She is always there, ready and willing to help.
Amy is a champion for our East Brunswick community. Between the East Brunswick Arts Coalition, East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the Daisy Association.
She's completely selfless. She's never really in it for the good of her, but she's in it for the good of other people, which is something that draws people to Amy. And that's why she has so many people around her that love her and support her, is because she is very giving of herself, just like Brittany had said. But it's just more than that. She radiates it and gives that feeling to a room when she walks in.
I think mostly Amy speaks up her voice, even if it's not her cause, even if what she is going to say is not acceptable by other people. She just sticks to the truth. And this is mostly what I like about Amy.
Amy is in every part of our community that needs support and needs someone to help grow that part of our community.
She's all about the community, being part of a team, involved in a team for the good of the community. How can she make the community better?
It's like her Facebook group.
That's so true. That's the name of it.
That's the name of her Facebook group. For the good of East Brunswick.
So
she's literally like for the good of East Brunswick.
The best community person.
Amy truly wants to better East Brunswick as a whole.
Congratulations. We're so proud of you. We love you, and
We love you. Congratulations.
Amy, you deserve this award. You are truly an advocate and a champion for East Brunswick. Congratulations, Amy. Enjoy your night.
We love you, Amy.
Thank you to the members of Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund for this incredible honor. I am humbled and appreciative of being in the same company as Charlie Heppel, Stop and Shop in the East Brunswick Fire District. I'm also so fortunate for being in the same company as previous honorees. Thank you so much to Daisy, Caitlin, Janice and Nicole, Buddy Baseball, Buddy Soccer, Buddy Basketball. Shout out to Howie Alexander for the wonderful programs offered for this community. Thank you also to John Roche for always making time for him for Crystal Springs. In 2017, Mayor Cohen chartered the first East Brunswick Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I became a member through my representation of Lifestyles Publications and King Kong Printing. In 2018, I became a member of the board where I am right now. For 5 years, I was on the events committee. 1 year, I was on marketing and media, and then I helped establish the community relations committee. I am grateful that my business connections have helped expand the Chamber's reach and getting new membership. Special shout out to Chamber member and friend and customer Jane Mueller for all of your support of my business efforts. Special thanks to Rabbi Eisenkramer of Temple B'nai Shalom, Randy, John, and Ashley from Brunswick Memorial Home for all of your help when I lost my dad and when I lost my brother in January 2023. And kudos to Care One East Brunswick AL for all that you do for the community and all that you do for the seniors in the community. Thanks again for this privilege and honor, Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund. Special thank you to my husband, Barry, for all of your support of my volunteer work.
With that, Amy Levine, please accept this award on behalf of Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund for your extraordinary support to the East Brunswick community. Thank you. Thank you.
And next I'd like to introduce Sean Taylor, one of our board members, to introduce the next honoree.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming.
He doesn't need it.
For loud as voice as I have, that is as quiet a voice as my friend and our next honoree is. He's been by my side on the planning board for over 20 years. He's a wonderful addition to East Brunswick. Charlie Heppel, please watch the video on Charlie, and trust me, this is a fraction of what he does and has done for the town.
Here is a man who's got a few years on me, and he has constantly been volunteering in this community.
A good citizen, a good businessman, and certainly an asset to our community.
When he was working, he was kind of an old-fashioned banker. He really cared about his clients.
He cares so much about the people of the community he serves.
The thing that all of you should know about Charlie as we celebrate this evening, he's the type of guy that if you were to call him and just say, hey, I'm so-and-so from such and such a street, I've got such and such a problem, he's the type of guy you just say, okay, I'll be right over. I mean, I'll be right over. I've got 15 things going on in my house, so I'll be over in a couple hours. He'll be right over. That's Charlie.
Because Charlie never says no. He's always available. And he's been involved in so many things over the years, some of which I've been involved with as well. But I mean, just the list goes on and on. He just doesn't say no. He's you ask him to do something, it's a yes.
His primary work has been on the planning board that spans the past 30 years. And therefore, he has been responsible for and watched as the township grew and transformed itself.
So Charlie became a member of the planning board. During the course of years that I got to serve with him for the next over a decade, Charlie did so much in making the planning board successful. He asked the hard questions, he got the right answers. At the same time, he worked together as a team to make, I think, one of the better planning boards in the state of New Jersey. And I want to thank Charlie for doing that.
He does this all without wanting recognition. When I nominated him for this important award, he really fought me on it. He said, Sean, there must be someone more willing or more qualified. And that's just Charlie. But you know what? There isn't anyone more qualified. If you look up humble in the dictionary, you see a little picture of Charlie, because that really epitomizes how he approaches life. Works hard, works for causes he cares about, but never wants recognition.
So Charlie, on behalf of a grateful community and on behalf of the Mayor's Charity Fund, we say congratulations.
Thank you for your years of service to our community. Thank you for your volunteer effort. Thank you for all the work you've done, because we really appreciate that as a community and appreciate that as a friend of yours. And I look forward to working with you in the future for anything you have to do in East Brunswick Township.
Congratulations, Charlie. You are the best.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone enjoys this evening, and I thank you all for coming to support this worthwhile event. I would like to thank Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund for honoring me tonight at the annual gala and the committee that put the event together. I know how time-consuming the process is and had the good fortune of dealing with Rob Zuckerman. I congratulate my fellow honorees who are all well-deserving for this recognition and have all been true assets to the community for many years. My wife, Linda, and I have lived in East Brunswick for almost 53 years and raised our 3 daughters here. With a great deal of support from her, our family, including our daughters, have been able to serve the community in various charitable organizations. Although I'm thankful for this honor, no one person makes this happen alone, and I accept this award on behalf of all the dedicated volunteers that I have had the good fortune to work with over the years. Working well together as a team is the reason I'm standing here tonight, and I'm very grateful. Last but far from least, I want to thank Mayor Cohen for everything he has done since first being elected as our mayor 8 years ago. His vision of the future and what was needed to be done to ensure that East Brunswick remains a viable and successful community to both live and work in from his first day in office has resulted in significant progress to date. He has worked tirelessly to achieve those results, and I strongly believe that with his re-election, we'll have time to finish what he started and that we will owe him a debt of gratitude. Thank you very much.
And next I'd like to introduce Jared Sullivan, our secretary of the charity fund.
Before we begin the video for our next award, we would like to recognize a local business who has contributed to our community in so many ways. Please watch the video.
Stop and Shop has been one of the most engaging partners with our department since I've been doing my job, which has been a very long time.
They opened their store on Veterans Day many years ago, 13 years ago, and we've been friends ever since.
When we had the 5K bear crawl and we looked for someone who needed to help us, Barbara came through for last year and this year. Whenever there's a need in our community, Stop and Shop is always there to fill it, whether it's the VFW, whether it's some of the local churches or food banks. Barbara and the entire team here at Stop and Shop are always there to provide and help with that need.
The amount of work that they do here in the community, what they give back, is just unbelievable.
They have always been there for us throughout the years, whether it be to support the many large events that we do for the community, supporting the Daisy Recreation Program for kids and adults with special needs. They've been a big partner in helping us celebrate Arbor Day each year and replanting the town with a lot of the shade tree that we do throughout the year. They have just been a go-to business and supported us every step of the way for many, many, many years.
They're an amazing store for the community and for the veterans of foreign wars. The community for East Brunswick Day, our racing, we have a 5K race. They support us and all of that stuff. And I can't for food outside all Christmas and Thanksgiving to support our veterans.
The folks that work here are all genuinely great people, easy to work with. We've been dealing with them for 3 or 4 or 5 years now. And you know, just coming in the store, you always feel welcome.
We always enjoy working with Stop and Shop. Friendly faces, big smiles. They're always out there giving, whether it's on EB Day, whether it is any of the township events. You always see the team out there handing out water, making sure people are hydrated, always giving. You know, I could associate them with giving.
I can't be more happy for a business to receive this award. I've been doing this job a pretty long time, and what I've noticed is a lot of businesses, especially newer ones, come into town and they say they want to get engaged in the community. And sometimes for the first year or so they do. But what's been amazing about Stop and Shop is they've been a partner for many, many, many years. They've always been there for us.
I just like to say that we heartily thank them for what they've done, and they've stood by us and helped us out so much over this past few years during the pandemic. It was amazing. And even now, it's still, we can't get over the support that we're getting from them, and we just so appreciate it.
Again, congratulations on the award, well deserved.
Congratulations to Stop and Shop, well deserved and long overdue.
Well, this is a tremendous honor for us at Stop and Shop, and for me personally, being the store manager in East Brunswick. I can say that I have been with the company for many, many years in different capacities, different locations. I have been in East Brunswick now a year and a half. Without a doubt, I would say the relationships that we have here in East Brunswick with the community are some of the strongest I've seen in any location.
Anything that we do on the front end, the East Brunswick Stop and Shop community has never disappointed. They've come together, they've supported us. We've been successful in all the programs that we did, and I would really like to thank everybody in East Brunswick and our whole community. I am thankful to the mayor, to Rob, to Tommy, to Diane, to Randy, to everybody for the things that we do and the things that they let us be a part of. I would be remiss if I did not mention Buddy Ball.
From the East Brunswick Stop and Shop store team, thank you so much.
Stop and Shop is represented by Barbara Rebel and Eric Hart. Please accept the award on behalf of the Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund. Thank you for your significant support for the East Brunswick community.
And for our final award this evening, I'd like to welcome another trustee of the Mayor Cohen's Charity Fund, Penny Cohen.
Okay. For our final award of the evening, we'd like to recognize and more importantly to thank a group of individuals who have given unparalleled support to the East Brunswick community. And for the last time, can you watch our video?
May 7th, 1973. And throughout the 50-plus years I've been here, served as a chief in 1984-85, served as president for a few times, currently the chairman of the board of trustees.
I started in the department in 1973. Tried to follow in the footsteps of my dad, who was in what was then East Brunswick Rescue Squad for 15 years.
It'll be 53 years in May. I joined Brookview. I had an entire family, my uncles, my father, everybody was part of that fire company from day one. Brookview actually formed in 1952, and that's when my family got involved.
My family's been here since the early 1900s. I'm a third generation. My son is about to join, and he's going to be a fourth generation. Same fire department, same firehouse. Really couldn't ask for anything more than that.
I also was born and raised around this fire company. I've been a member for 38 years. I've been around this fire company for most of my childhood and my adult life. And both my boys are now members of this fire company also.
Vic and I we were both in the Navy, so kind of, volunteerism, serving the community or government or our country has always been something that's near and dear to both of us.
We're 100% volunteer. We've been 100% volunteer since 1906 when we originated. So it's, a lot of people are coming to this town and don't realize that we're 100% volunteer, 24/7, 365.
There are more volunteers in this country that are firefighters than there are people in the armed services of the United States. Everybody, Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, there are more volunteer firefighters here, okay, doing that job.
Doesn't matter what time or day, doesn't matter if there's a holiday, birthday, Ron can tell you how many times he's left, when there's a birthday or it's Thanksgiving or Christmas and the alarm goes off, we're going to respond and, we're going to help the situation as much as we can.
When the alarm goes in, whether it's a storm, hurricane, like I said, a holiday, birthday or whatever, my wife's left home alone because me and my boys were both here. So she's got no support other than she knows she could pick up that phone and call this firehouse if we're out at something and get the support she needs at home.
Everything changes. This is changing constantly, but it's a brotherhood together when we're here. Okay, we look at each other, and everybody's a brother. Okay, everybody's friendly. Say hi to the next guy. We're all back and forth. There's no butting heads or I'm better than you or you're back and forth.
When you call somebody, whether it's fire related or not, you need help. Someone's got to pick up, or you need help moving a couch. You pick up that phone and call that guy. He's going to be there to help.
might nudge each other and make fun of each other, but at the end of the day, when you have a working structure or you have a serious situation and they roll up, you just can't be happier that they're there to support each other. The mutual aid amongst the township and then our agreement companies, surrounding townships, South Brunswick, Milltown, everybody else in North Brunswick, Monroe, everybody else. It's great that we're all there for each other.
It doesn't matter what district you're from or back and forth. We're part of the whole. So that's what we do. Well, we just stick together.
It's truly an extension of family.
It's about family because it is a second family.
Mm-hmm.
When you join, you start out slow. You learn. It's a learning curve. Friends here, friends there. Maybe this guy's not too friendly, but he'll warm up eventually. And, well, sometime years later.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
But when you leave your house, it becomes a point where you're going to another family-orientated situation.
Very true.
And you trust them as if they're family too. You go into a burning building, I've got to be able to trust Fred, I got to be able to trust Vic. If you can't do that, you better not go in. But everybody's trained in the same methodology and everybody does the same thing, so the mentality has to be the same. So the brotherhood extended itself to a family situation, and not a day goes by somebody doesn't talk to somebody from within the firehouse. And that goes for the wife, that goes for the kids occasionally. I mean, the tentacles run pretty far from the host. So it's been an interesting run, and it's been a solid run. Because you can't break these friendships and these brotherhoods and these sisterhoods aspects. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, these are friendships that'll last your entire life.
So you may fight like you fight in the house, you may have fun like you have fun in the house, but the point is that you're there for each other.
And part of the being together is we face things that you don't want to face. We see things that you don't want to think about, okay? And we deal with it. And we deal with it by being with each other.
It's a great group of people, and like we said, it's a family.
The best thing I like about being a firefighter in East Brunswick is the multiple different calls that we get, from car fires on the turnpikes to activated fire alarms to going mutual aid to New Brunswick, South River.
Well, we're very much community-based. We do support the Buddy Ball, the East Brunswick Baseball Leagues, the quarterback club at the high school. So we try to make a few of the home games with the fire department through the football program. So we try to stay pretty much community active as much as possible.
With all the districts, Santa goes to all the firehouses and rides around and does his thing. And we also enjoy throwing candy for kids at the Milltown Parade, which is the 4th of July. It was an annual thing that we actually love to do. Yep. It's not too bad. But yeah, Santa ride around should be coming along pretty soon here. That gets around. And it's every district. Yes. All districts do the same thing. So, and we very much enjoy that.
I'd like to thank the members of the East Brunswick Independent Fire Company for their dedicated service.
We are deeply honored for the community to show their support.
And I'd also like to thank the mayor and the charity organization for recognizing us as one of the awardees.
I want to thank the mayor for honoring us. It's a privilege to have that recognition.
Very impressed that the mayor chose the volunteer firefighters to be honored this year.
I do appreciate the honor, and serving the town, and even on occasions, certain calls, you have our neighbors, or I guess our residents, when they're thankful for when you help them. You know, it does mean a lot for them to say it, but obviously that's not why they're there. But sometimes at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, hey, it was nice that we were able to help somebody.
I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with all of this nonsense since 1992. You know, it's as much as it's not easy for us leaving holidays and birthday parties, and in the middle of things, it's not easy for our families, you know, our kids and our wives. When the alarm goes in, we leave, you know, no matter what. So I just like to thank my family and my wife for putting up with that.
So if anybody's ever been at one of our dinners, my one big thing is I get up and I thank every significant other in our lives for allowing us to do this. Without their support, there's no way we could do it.
I mean, obviously I'm proud for the fire company, not individually. I don't think anybody does it for recognition or anything like that.
You know, I can safely speak for two gentlemen standing on either side of me that none of us here are here for accolades or anything like that.
It's not my award, it's not Vic's award, it's nobody's award, it is the company, but everybody makes up the company.
In my case, 50 years snuck up. I look back and I said, where did the time go? And all of a sudden it's here, and obviously to be honored like this, it is a humbling, to your point, a humbling experience, and truly an honor because we didn't join for that particular purpose.
True.
You know, we're here to do the job that we've done for all of these years.
I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of the volunteer firefighters who selflessly serve our community, running into danger, protecting those that they don't know. I am very proud that our police department stands shoulder to shoulder serving the community with these brave, dedicated volunteers.
Who are and what are the East Brunswick volunteer firefighters? They're your neighbors. They're plumbers, electricians, lawyers, physicians, clergy, students, homemakers, law enforcement professionals, and yes, even full-time career firefighters are East Brunswick volunteer firefighters. They're all around you. They're at Stop and Shop. They're at Wawa. They are your neighbors. Volunteer firemen commit hundreds of hours a year in East Brunswick to serve you. The alarm never goes off at a suitable time. Their interruption of family time, sleep, work is at a moment's notice, not when it's scheduled or convenient to them. They're running into fire while everybody else is running out. Fire temperature is 977 degrees up to 2,730 degrees. And they're your neighbors running in. They have chutzpah. They have moxie. They're your heroes. Join me as we recite the firefighter's prayer. When I am called to duty, God, wherever flames may rage, give me strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it's too late, or save an older person from the horror of that faith. Enable me to be alert, to hear the weakness shout, and quickly and efficiently put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and give the best in me to guard my neighbor and protect their property. And if according to your will, I have to lose my life, bless with your protecting hand my loving family from strife. Please join me in applauding our volunteer firefighters.
I'd like to start out first by congratulating every one of the award winners this evening. They are truly examples and emblematic of everything that the Mayor's Charity stands for. So to Amy, to Charlie, to Stop and Shop, and to our firefighters, really congratulations on giving to our community in ways that often many other people don't even see, but know that your community is very, very, very appreciative of all the work and all the effort and the years that you've given back to the East Brunswick community. For our firefighters, I think that one of the things that stands out is the longevity of the organization and the fact that there's people that are part of our firefighting squads, both Fire District 1, 2, and 3, where we have a history of people that have been there and are legacy members, meaning that their parents and grandparents had given to these organizations. That's something you just don't really see that often, and we're extremely happy and proud of that. Most recently, the township actually awarded firefighters and people from the auxiliary who have put in over 50 years of service to our firefighting units. Unbelievable, a half a century of service to this community. Every year I get invited to the different fire installation dinners, and at every one of those dinners you get a list of firefighters and the number of calls that they went to within the previous year. In many instances, those numbers exceed 300, almost 400. Think about that. That means that there's people that are working in a volunteer capacity in our firefighting units, and they're going out almost every day to some kind of call. That's just an unbelievable degree of service back to our community, and a lot of people don't even know about that, but we do. And that's why they're being honored here this evening. We couldn't be more proud of the men and women who are servicing our community, making sure that people are safe and providing a service that in many other places has really transferred to a completely all-paid fire department, and we don't have that here. We still have volunteers, and we have people that are willing to give back to the community, and for that, we are extraordinarily happy, proud, and we say thank you.
And to accept this award for the East Brunswick volunteer firefighters from Old Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, represented by President Lenny Cosgrove, from the East Brunswick Independent Fire Company, represented by Chief Scott Anderson and President Brian Timber, and from the Brookview Volunteer Fire Company, represented by President Vic Romatowski.
So let's give another round of applause for all of our honorees tonight.